So, as you can see, I have been slightly obsessed with making flowers. Grab your scraps. I've got a bit of eyelash trim. I've got some little doily flowers cut out of a trim. And this was out of some cloves and scraps of lace. That's it. It's all you need. So from my fabrics, I have cut already a lot of circles. I'm now on to this one. And I want to show you, I mean, it's quite simple, but I just want to go through the process of how I made this one. And very, very easy. I don't do anything too complicated, as you know. Now, I'm thinking this may be a bit long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start stitching. And then we may cut some off. It's a lot easier to cut a bit off than it is to add. So as you can see, I'm just getting this lace. It's already got an edge, so that's brilliant. And I'm just doing a little running stitch. Just like that. And I'm going to go as far as I can so that it actually joins up. So if you were over on my Facebook group, the Wonky Stitchers community, earlier, you would have seen a little sneaky preview of the desk in its glory, like this, really. And you would know that you needed to cut out some circles for today. So there we go, there are mine. Lots of circles. Of course, once you've cut them out, you do need to turn them all into flowers. So there is that. But it's a lovely little sitting in front of the TV or a video job, just to sit and make some flowers for embellishing your work, journals, stitching, covers on your journals, all that sort of thing. So let's have a look how we're doing. So what I want is for when I pull it, for it to join up. Now this was quite a big one, but I don't know if I want to make one quite that big. So that looks like that is pretty much going to join up. So very carefully and without cutting the cotton that I've just stitched, I'm going to just trim that. At least another 2 out of that one. And am I at the end? I am at the end. So what I will do is just come back to the beginning. You've all done this, I know you have. And come through the other end like that. And then you just pull all together, except when it tangles up like that. Don't do that because that won't work then. There we go. Now we've got it. As you can see, it makes a pretty little flower all by itself. And I'm just going to go and do a couple of knots just so that it doesn't come apart. And I don't worry about going up the side and stitching that together because by the time I've added all the layers, you probably won't see that much. So that's the base. That way up, probably. And next, I'm just going to try and just come into the centre a bit more there because I don't want it to go crooked. So then it's just a case of choosing from all your flowers. See, that's a bit big. That's going to cover it up. But I could put that underneath if I wanted to. That's another way to do it. Well, let's just build it first and we'll see what we get. So this one, oh, that's pretty. So we'll get that one out. Now, I cut out some voile as well with sort of glitter on. I thought I had some bigger ones, but I obviously haven't. I'll probably use them. Oh, here we go. So I might add some of that. Oh, we weren't using that. We're using that in a minute. I'm going to add that on. And maybe a bit of lace. Just grab your circles and layer them up like this now. I can add another one if I wanted to, you know. No stopping. Don't Stop Me Now, I think, is a song that Queen used to love them. Oh, bit of net I've got, bit of lace. Maybe we need a bit more fabric. How about one of these? Let's put that underneath. Just add your layers. How pretty is that? And then once we put that on top of there, super cute. I think it needs something a bit darker. So have I got anything a little bit darker that I can put on? See, I do have some ready-made yo-yos, which I could possibly, maybe, add. This is, you know, when you've got your yo-yos, you've already made them. Oh, now, quite like that. How pretty is that? Now, that is covering up far too much, in my opinion. So, what I might do is just get this. I like the flowers. And you can just, if your circle is just slightly too big, just go round it and cut it down a bit. Like that. I've probably gone too much now, but hey. How pretty is this? And now I can use one of my smaller ones. I could put some blue on. It was there in my hand. I'll put one of them. I've got one of them. Can't see it. I like that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach them together. This is a tricky bit when you have to balance it all and come up. And I've already got a button. So if I come up where the button is, hopefully. Da-da-da. There we go. See me pop my needle out. And go back down. Catch a bit of your lace at the bottom. And really, there's no rules. You can just... I've got it tangled up, haven't I? I've got it tangled up. I thought something had gone wrong. There we go. Right. And let's just do that again. It's not without fiddle, but they are so worth it. And there's no rush. Just take your time. Come down and sort of catch it a bit there, and you'll be fine. How pretty does that look? I like that one. And then you can just tie off at the back. If you don't like that at the back, you can just pop on another piece behind for attaching it, and you can't see it. So in that case, all I'd do would be to come just through that. And just probably put a couple of stitches in just to hold it. You obviously do not, this is unnecessary really, but if you're gluing this down, it'd probably make it a bit easier. There are all sorts of ways you can do it. You'll come up with your own little ways. I haven't made one flower the same yet. So many different ideas coming through my head. When you start, you just want to carry on. So let's have a go with this one, this really big one I want to do. I've got one of these. I just love this. It just makes it so pretty. And a blue one on. And I've got this fabric as well. Let's make a really frilly one. Now what you can do is get your needle and start coming up so that it holds them together. So if you're worried about it all slipping and sliding, bit of lace, you can just do them like one at a time like that. Just keep adding until you think it looks, you know, super cool. Super cool. do have that big one. Not sure. Another bit, that's the same lace. What's this lace? This is different lace. I mean, they're just pretty. So pretty. And I've also got some of these crocheted flowers, which I could use as a little base as well. I mean, I can put that on afterwards. I've got little centres of doilies. That's a bit big. That one looks pretty. Let's do that one. But you can just cut pieces off your doilies for this as well. I think I'm going to start. Let's put a button on. I've got my little buttons. That's a lovely pink one, but I think I'm going to go... I think I will go pink, just because. And then just attach it together. And there you have a nice little... That's all I've done. That's it. So just circles and add them in all different ways that you can think of. And just tie a double knot in the back and you're ready to go. There's another one. Honestly, I've got so addicted to making these. You just want to use up all your circles and then you end up with some that you can't put together and you have to cut some more circles. How pretty is that? Now this would look even better, I think, if this was frayed. So you can, with the cotton, just go round it with your fingers like this. I've done it before, did it on this one, where I just pulled and frayed on the edges. Just gives it another element, like really shabby. You can go as shabby as you like, but just gives you a little bit more. So okay, so to make these ones, very easy. Either fabric or lace. So you could have a strip of fabric or a strip of lace, and all you do is get your cotton. I'm going to do it in pink so that I hope you can see it, and just put a knot in the end of your cotton and then go all the way up one side, quite close to the edge. I'm sure you've all done this, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fast forward through this. Okay, so I'm nearly at the end, and all I'm doing is the same stitch all the way up. Okay, right. So you've got your cotton all the way through. All you do is just pull it all together, so it makes a lovely little flower. And then these two ends just get attached together. Hopefully you can see what I've done. And do another one because that's going to come undone. I can see it coming undone now. Right, so there we go. We've got this one. So you can then just either pop a big button on the middle. Da, da, da. But I've just thought, what would it look like if I added that on top? I think that looks really cute. I could even add that. That looks, oh, I like that even more, I think. I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and I'm going to stitch these two together by going through the button again. Even though... So there we go. How pretty is that? I mean, it would have looked super cute with the lace on as well. But... Okay, so to make these little flowers, which are a little bit more complicated, but still doable, you just have to take your time. You will need circles. So I'm trying to make something different again, and I'm going to try and put lace in the middle of mine. I've got these circles, and to cut out all my circles the same size, what I do is I fold them. So I just sort of concertina so that I've got enough circles, and I cut them all out in the same, you know, at the same time is what I'm trying to say. Oh, the words aren't coming today, are they? It's one of them days. It's been at work all morning, so. And I just go round with my big scissors and try and make a sort of circle shape. It might not be very circle shaped, but you know, we do our best. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. So I've got different sizes, and all you need to do, I'm going to have this one at the bottom. So all three, five. And I'm going to put a layer of lace on. You don't have to use lace. You can use your all fabric. And I'm going to put these little ones in the centre. She says if I can get them apart, because they don't want to come apart. Okay, like this. These are just going to be so pretty, I can tell. Like this. And this is just ideal for using up your little bits of scraps. It doesn't take a lot to make these. And you can just put them in your stash. Oh, I've got a spare one. I've got a spare one. That's good. Now, what I've done to make my life a bit easier is sort of find the centre and pop a pin in, just to hold them all together while you're stitching. And you're going to want them together. Don't stitch them together, just pin them together. Oh, that's a very thick pin. I don't want that one. Some of my pins are very... That's a needle. Doing well today, aren't I? Right, let's... My head is just buzzing with all the jobs I've had to do this morning. Oh, I sometimes wish I was back having a day off tomorrow, but I haven't. So I only have to work till lunchtime, so it's not too bad. Right, the next step is to load up your cotton onto your needle. I'll do that very quickly. Put away the big scissors for a minute. We will need them again. Right, let me find a long needle because I think that might help. So, load your needle. You're going to need a knot at one end. So, let's make some space. Grab your first one and start stitching a little way away from the centre, like that. I don't know, maybe a couple of centimetres, and just do some little stitches all the way along the flower. It will be a flower when we've finished. Okay, grab your next one, line up your pins and stitch these two together. Carrying on just that side of your pins. A long needle is much better in this because you can get sort of going a long way. Now, I did say these are a little bit more complicated than the others, but look how they turn out. Super, super pretty. So just follow the guide where your needle is and try and keep the same sort of distance. I think this is one time when we don't want to be wonky. We need to go in a straight line. I know, tricky for some of us. Right, so these need to be, I'll pull them together in a minute. Where are we? We're going down. We're going down. I'm going to go down there and then I'm going to come up because I can't see where I'm going because my hand's in the way. My hand is actually in the way. And just keep going. Okay. And the last one. Come on. There we go. And what I did, which I think we can do, I don't think it really matters, is I turned it round. And what you have to do is just pull this a little bit tighter so that they're all a bit closer together. And then all I did was I left a big loop and then I went back down the other side of the pins like this. I know. Very fiddly. Not my usual. Okay. Don't worry if they're all coming apart. It won't matter. Because we are going to pull them together in a minute. Leave yourself a gap to pull, which I haven't. There we go. So I've left a little bit of cotton at this end. And try and just come back down the other side of the needle. They're sort of same distance apart. I'm hoping you can see. There we go, all the way to the end. And when you get to the end, you have to knot this one. So it doesn't matter how loose they are. Just do yourself a knot. Otherwise, when you pull it, it's all going to come undone. And then you'll have to stitch it again, which is going to be a bit of a pain. So there we go. I'm going to trim that off because I don't want that. So you can now safely take out your pins, like that. And you've got little row of circles all stitched together. Now, here comes the fun bit. We need to cut up the middle. So, very carefully, without cutting in any of the stitches, go up the centre of all of these circles, up the two tram lines that you've made. Can you see? Yep. Use big scissors, probably easier. And the last one. This is how you make 2 flowers for the price of 1. Now I don't want to cut this string, cotton. So I'm just going to be very careful. There we go. Now I can cut it. Right, so we have these little half moons, like that. Rethread your needle, because you're going to just have to stitch them together. So, pop it back on. And then, just move that one out of the way a minute. I'll try and show you as best I can, is pull them together like that. Just crinkle them all up at the end, like that. We'll put them together again in a minute. Okay, a bit more. Can you see how the petals are coming? Super cute. So I'm going to get this end and again do what we did with the lace one and attach it to this side and pull them together. So just hold your cotton and pull together. And there you go. Now you can fiddle with it. And I think what I'll do is I'll just come back to the back because I want that to lie underneath like that. And just pull it until you get them sort of in the centre. All your petals. Oh, I've tied a knot now, haven't I? No. Okay, come on. There we go. Okay, right, let me just get them all together and just tie them, put a little knot in so that they don't all come apart again in a minute. There we go. Just keep it tight. And then open it up. And there you have a pretty little flower. And we can put a little button in the centre. Oh, that looks pretty. I did like that in there. Oh yeah, I've got all sorts. I think that'd be no. I mean, you can use buttons. You can use big buttons. No. Oh, I've got dark pink. That's super cute. I like that one. Right, so I think we need to just get these together a bit more. So all I would do is just get a bit of one side and a bit of the other side and just sort of bring them together a little bit. That's it. That's all you need to do. Just close up the hole. Oh, come off. And we'll come up. So that's made our hole a little bit smaller. There we go. Do a couple more just to keep it safe. And just make sure that you're just sort of catching some of the fabric behind. That's it. And tie it off. I think I'll be making some more, but I don't think I'll be doing them on camera. I might just make some for myself. And there you go. It's worth all the effort. And you can sort of wiggle around with the flowers a little bit. I quite like it with that bit of lace on as well. And there you go. Little wiggle, fidget about with it a bit. You can manipulate them. How pretty are those? And I think you'll agree they are worth the effort. So there's all the little flowers that we've made. I'm going to make some more because I've got all my stuff out. I'm loving this. I might make a few more. But yep, them are the ones we've just made today. I do hope that you're going to have a go and just cut some circles out of fabric and lace and see what you can make. If you do make anything, please come over and show them on the Facebook group. And we'll see how many different varieties of flowers we can make. And also, if you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with any of your friends that enjoy a bit of stitching or journaling and they want flowers on their journal covers. I'll see you next week, guys. We'll be back with the blue page. I've been waiting for the blue page. See you soon. Bye.